What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean Green Lawn Service in South Georgia. Got the X1 in the shop now, about to do an oil change on it. You can probably hear it running there in the background. Got it warming up. I just did one on the Raptor, and I want to show you how much easier. It's a Kawasaki engine. The oil drain comes out in the same place, but they have done a so much better job on the X1 than the Raptor, just with location and accessibility. So I'm gonna shut you off now and get in here and turn this mower off. It should be warm, and I'll show you what we're doing. All right, so here is a top view from the X1. You can see that I got plenty of room on top of this to wrap that hose around and bring that hose right out here. And ooh, I didn't think about that. I just had the exhaust running on that hose. I went to drain it a while ago and I didn't have it warm enough, but it should be warm enough now. So anyway, I'm gonna get this this opened up and get it draining. All right, we got the oil drained. I got a couple of well, it ain't really a rag, it's old socks down here. I'm about to take this oil filter off. And I'll probably, the way this is made, there's always some oil comes out of there. Man, I may have to get a wrench on that. That's kind of tight. That's kind of tight. That one's kind of hard to get to. Let me see what I need to do. Well, I don't know how much of that you got. I'm having trouble with my GoPro, and the issue I'm having with it, it's like my SD card gets loose. I don't know if any of you have any trouble with that. But usually I can shut it off, pop the card out, pop it back in, and it starts back working. And it doesn't lose any of my videos, or it hasn't so far. But anyway, if you saw me match up the filter, the old filter with the new filter to make sure that rubber ring's the same, my daddy went to the parts store one time and got an oil filter and oil to change oil in his vehicle. Put it on. Didn't follow the process of letting the engine run for a while, letting it get warm, making sure no oil come out. And guess what happened? Oh, about 8 miles down the road, it shut off. It happened, it was one of those vehicles that had a gauge, did not have a light, and it was dark, and apparently his dash lights weren't working like they were supposed to, so he never noticed it. Burn it up. So that just kind of taught me to always take those rings, put them together. It does two things. One, it makes sure I got the right size filter. Number two is it gets a little bit of an oil seal already on that new filter. So anyway, I got the filter in, and we're getting ready to put some oil in this bad boy. And I always use Kawasaki oil. It doesn't cost that much more to buy this versus buying. I mean, I'm changing my oil usually about every 50 hours. You know, so that means last season I changed the oil in here probably 5 times. So if I'm paying another $4 every time I change oil, or $5, that's $25 over a season for me. I'm gonna run in it what the manufacturer recommends. So anyway, you don't need to see me put oil in here. I'm gonna put some oil in it, fire it up, make sure everything's good, and then we'll clean out the air filter, check the hydros, make sure everything's good on them as far as the fluid levels, and then we're gonna get the blade swapped out. All right, we got that bad boy warm. We'll let that oil settle down for a minute, and then we will check it out. In the meantime, I am going to, and this one has the thing on the canister to tell you, I love this secondary filtering system, but it's probably time to get a new filter, honestly. I mean, I keep it cleaned out, but you can see a little bit of dust coming out there. So I'm going to take and blow this out while I let the oil settle down, and then we'll come back and check the oil on it. Hopefully you can hear the compressor's running outside. Somebody pointed out in one of my videos that you are not supposed to tighten this in order to check your oil level. For correct oil level, do not turn cap on thread. So it's written on there. But all you have to do to check it is drop it in, pull it out, and you can see we are right there on that full line. And it may drain down just a little bit more. I've given it a few minutes. But I keep I check my machines every day. So, you know, I keep an eye on that. It definitely will not go back down below where it needs to be. I mean, it will have sufficient oil. You definitely don't want to get too much in it. I never put a whole 2 quarts in it. I usually have a little bit left in the bottom. So that works out pretty good. Now I got a couple other things that I'm going to end up doing on here, but I am not going to walk through all of this with you on the video, because I have a Zoom meeting that I have to go catch, and then when I get back out here, I'm not going to mess with that, you know, the camera. But the hydros here, that's got a little bit of residue around it. I have had some trouble with these little gaskets on here, like it got over tightened or something, and it gets a little bit of oil out around them. Not sure what the deal is there, but anyway, these are just a little dipstick as well, and that is up to the line now, but I need to clean it off and stick it back in there just to make sure. So anyway, that's how you do those. Also, I got grease fittings on here, on my tires, under the deck, on the spindles. Trying to remember where all my grease fittings are now. But anyway, get your manual out and look at it. Sometimes I have to do that, believe it or not. I forget. I've got some more fittings somewhere, I think, on here. I want to say. No, I got the spindles and I got the front end up there. Seemed like I had some on the deck assembly, but I'm not seeing them right now. But anyway, so just make sure you check all that. I mean, the main thing is I'm not doing this video so that you know how to do maintenance on your equipment. I'm just kind of walking you through what I'm doing, part of the lawn life here. So, you know, you got a manual, take it, go buy it, go buy, you know, I think on these you only have to buy the manufacturer specifications after your first oil change. I think you only have to change the oil every 100 hours. I do mine every 50. I believe in clean oil. I mean, I think it just makes a difference in your equipment over the lifespan of it. And again, it doesn't cost that much to change oil in one. So, if I can get another, you know, 200 hours out of an engine, 300 hours by keeping the oil changed, man, it's worth it to put that oil in there. So, anyway, I'm going to get off of here because I have got to go and get on this Zoom call here in about 15 minutes. So I need to get this wrapped up, and I'll have to come back and finish it after the call anyway. But yeah, the Hustler X1, it has got, you're probably not going to be able to see this, but it has got 223.8 hours on it. I have been very, very pleased with this machine. I love it. Now, it's heavy. You don't want to get in a soft yard with it. You don't want to get in a wet yard with it. It will bog down. This thing weighs about 1,400 pounds. You know, and I think that's 1,300 and something dry weight, probably 1,400 by the time you put the fuel in it. And then if you set on it, you know, another 175 to 250, whatever you weigh, you got a heavy machine right here. Now, it does have a big footprint, but I love it. Now, would I like to have the Super Z? Yeah. Now that I bought this, I thought, you know, another $2,000 or whatever. You know, when you're spending this kind of money on one, and I use their 0% interest, so you know, I'm probably on a monthly payment. You know, it probably wouldn't have made a big difference. Maybe $40 or something like that. I don't know. 2,000 divided by 48, whatever that comes out to be. So anyway, I am very pleased with this machine. I love it. As I said before, the only regret I have is I didn't buy it a year earlier. So Now, there are still some properties that I like to use the SD on because they may be small properties. They may be properties that's got some pretty soft soil in them. Maybe properties that are uneven. One of the good things about that SD on the chute, it has that rail on the bottom, which causes problems in thick, wet grass because it clogs. The benefit is on uneven ground, it will not scalp. It's hard to make it scalp. You got to hit just right. On this X1, with that open chute right here, that blade comes out just like that, and if you hit a high spot in this opening, it will scalp bad. So anyway, I'm just running my mouth now. Let me get off here. Appreciate you taking time to watch the video. My prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you, and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him. Have a great day.